afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Girl Get Up podcast. I am your host, the Aquarian Chancellor, and this is the podcast where I share my stories. I bring my guests on, they share their stories, all in hopes that it inspires you, the listening audience, to go out and discover your infinite possibilities. So, I have a guest. His name is Lasko Bill. Lasko, please share with the audience who you are and what you do.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Lasko Bills. I'm a rapper. Excuse me. I'm a rapper, host. Some may say actor. Some may say that in certain circles, a thespian. Um, um, and just an all around to me, if you ask me, a good person. And I appreciate you
So my first question
having me
to
on
you
today.
is, where are you from, and how has that encouraged your music in what way?
Great questions. I am born in Chicago, Illinois. Lake Forest, Illinois is where I'm born, but raised on the south side of Chicago, 113th and State. And my parents were in the Navy, so we moved around a lot. And I ended up landing. We ended up like kind of really settling down in Atlanta. So I'm a Georgia boy, is what I like to call myself, because that's where I was raised, and man, that's where everything happened. Especially if you born, whoever is like really raised in Atlanta, you know that when it comes to music, you're not really listening to like anything but Atlanta music. Like there's
Right.
artists like Rich Kids and Jose Guapo and Trouble, Alley Boy. That's just to name a few. Like I didn't really, unless it was like Ti or somebody, like we really wasn't listening to somebody outside of Atlanta. And I think that really it influenced my sound, just to kind of I knew from an early age, like, oh bro, you can do this by yourself. You don't really need the label support, because I literally, like, you went to school with some of these people. Like you'll go down the hallway and see somebody skinny jeans and racks in their pocket, and you just saw their video on YouTube last night, or they was just in the Monarch or something. Like it was that crazy back in the day, at that time anyway. I don't know if it's the same, but definitely at that time we wasn't listening to nobody but just like as local artists, and it kind of just influenced me to just do things how I do now. Just try to come straight from the soil with it. If somebody wants to help, we'll take the help, but we're not reaching and over there putting our hand out asking for nothing. But I hope that answered the question.
Okay, so you said that you knew from early. First of all, how did you know that you wanted to rap? Like that is because to me, honestly, everybody, you know what I mean, like has
Hmm.
type that of creative talent. But how
Right.
did you know that you wanted to use it to rap? That's number one. And number two, how did you know you was going to do it by yourself? Is it because it was you already saw how the game was being done? Like what gave you that indication?
So I really been like writing and stuff since I was like 7 years old. I was really like a big fan of like just like poetry and things like that. And then I think the first rapper I really like knew of was probably Tupac.
Yeah.
And I just thought the shit looked cool. And it's like it's a cooler way to give a haiku, you feel me, or give a stanza. Like it was more than just, putting four lines and make them rhyme, or there's different forms of poetry. But as a 7 year old, I was that was my main thing, and then it just branched out from there. To be honest, um, funny like that you said. How did I know I was going to do it by myself? I didn't. I think you kind of just go through phases a little bit. You kind of go through phases, but just seeing, like literally seeing. There was these artists called like Rich Kids, and Schoolboy was one of the bigger names in the group, and he actually went to my middle school. So, and they were like, it was separated, so I didn't know this man, but you see him, you like, and then you go to YouTube and see that this man just rocked the show, and it was just something that was crazy. So I always and this was in middle school, so at 7 years old, I knew I had the idea of I wanted to do that. Whatever Tupac doing, that's what I want to do. I want to get on the stage, woo woo woo, do the whole thing, go crazy. You feel me? Do real cool songs for my mom. Like do I don't know if I can cuss. Do stuff that means something. Something. Say something that means something. So when my mom asked me what I wanted to be, I said I wanted to be a lyricist because I felt like
Okay.
it was different. I really wanted to say something, you know. So I guess I don't know. I just knew. I think I just knew. I think I just knew. But I definitely I went through phases, had a couple of groups and everything. So it's just a journey.
Yeah. How did you know that and I talked about this because I had to do a speaking engagement yesterday. So I just talked about
Mm.
um those elements of having to tap into that feeling like you know something is there, you know, like you have a bigger purpose, but
Right.
staying confident in that when you may not get the support. Like, what
Mm.
do you tell yourself to keep you on that journey of keep pushing?
Um, it's a lot of talks with God. You know, I'm a big believer in God, so it's a lot of talks with God, and having a good support system. And just because, and when I mean good, it don't got to be big. Like it could really just be one or two people that, like, when you literally like, man, bro, I don't know, I might just call it quits, dog. Like, bro, you stupid, bro. Get your, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Did you see what you just put down, bro? You just
Right,
said this. Bro, you crazy, bro. They not saying that out there. Like I've people done told me. I get chills thinking about it because people will just speak so much life in you and see things in you that you don't see in yourself. But which is a lot of the, I believe a lot of the reasons why I kept going as well as just having faith, man. Like, man, if you ain't got faith, you ain't got nothing. You either got too much pride to kill you, not enough pride, you already did. So it's like you got to have pride and understanding and belief and God by your side, as well as a
If you
good
stop
support
loving because you
system. You
quit
can't
at
go
that
wrong.
point.
You know,
I
that's what
agree.
I think.
Okay, so you are, would you consider yourself an independent artist?
Definitely an independent artist. Definitely independent artist. The only there's no, I would just say an independent artist is somebody that's grinding from the mud with no actual uh label connection anywhere. There's no, like, ain't no label pushing me. I got my own fan of the money label with me and my creative director, Miles, and that's it. It's me and him going round for round with the industry.
I know that's right. So you said you were a lyricist and you always, like, from the age of 7, instead of being a rap artist, you're a lyricist. So I had to
Yeah.
think about that for a second because my next question to you is, in this industry of rap artists,
hmm
what sets you apart
I
when you
do
think about
think.
your music? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, my bad. Um, I think what sets me apart is I think you were kind of touching on it before we got on camera. Is like I try to give a full experience with everything. Like I don't just want to do just the song or single, then album, and
Mhm.
then video here, there, here. Like we gonna give you that for sure because if that's what you want, we gonna give you that. But what about we give you a full movie along with this, along with some merch and everything. Like everything is a full package. I think everything it submerges. Like I want to submerge you into it. I want you to get like lost into the experience. And I think kind of like how there's these platforms like how you have to give like artists like me a chance to express myself and get show another side. I feel like that showing that full experience, that movie, it gives you um a little glimpse into me a little bit, another way for me to show you who I am without having to rap about it.
Yeah, because I was watching on YouTube, I was watching, I know it's not the full title, but it's Can I Vent? So could you tell
hmm
me share with the audience what the whole title is? But before you do, I can understand what you're saying because it kind of, you could tell like it was kind of like a playoff Kill Bill a little bit. And I like that, but it had your own spin on it to fit your message in the music. So
Right.
my question to you is, when you're putting together your things and your music and your message,
Mhm.
how do you stay true to who you are without, you know what I mean, like fitting into the industry?
Right. Right. The status quo, what they trying
Mm,
to push to us. No, 100%. Um, I think of one a blessing is that like I have been, and the full title is "Sorry to Bother You, Cannot Vent." If anybody want to check it out, tap in. That's also the name of the album that's related to it. So, "Sorry to Bother You, Cannot Vent." I think the blessing about just like been I don't like saying trying, but on this journey to like get to a bigger place as a rapper or as an artist or a musician is like you kind of you. It's not like I've been here before, but I know who I am. You know, like I know me. Like I'm at this age, I'm 27. I turned 28 in April, and even though that's still young, God willing, I got a lot more years on this earth. Um, I think I got a good sense of who I am. Like I've been through a good amount of things. So when you see things that's going on that might be popping right now, that don't mean that it's bad. It might be something that do align with me, and I can decipher that and see that for myself. And it goes also back to having that good support system where you can bounce stuff off and be like, hey, bro, bro, I don't think you need to wear the tutu. The tutu look, I understand the tutu the thing right now. I don't think the tutu your thing. You feel me? And it's like, no, you right, bro. That what am I'm tripping. You feel me? It be just little things like that. It sound funny, but that's how
Yeah,
I be
it
sometimes.
is.
It
Yeah,
really be
yeah,
like
I
that.
got you. Uh-huh.
But yeah, that's what I just try to do. And then I'm gonna bring it back to God, man. I talk. You really just talk to God. You kind of I need, and something I still learned. I need to learn to this day is just like right, give it to Him. He know the direction it's supposed to go. You feel me? I
Mm,
just, I know I'm gonna mess it up. That's what I know. So let me just go give it up to the big one, and let's see where the course go from there.
yeah. Well, it's very
Mhm.
creative. I enjoyed it. It's
I
very
appreciate you. You were the first person to kind of like say like the Kill Bill thing. You the
mhm.
first person to actually like kind of point that out. So I see you got
Yeah.
a keen eye. You got a keen eye. I see him.
Yeah, because I have kids and they like anime, of course. That's really, really
Yeah,
big. And so it takes you into different type of genres because not only do they have like the Japanese version, but they also have the
just
British
yeah.
American version as well. So
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. But so I don't mind looking at that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So for me, I could, but I know this is another question, and I know a lot of artists don't like to be put into a box. But
Mhm.
if you had to say that your music and your lyrical style sounds like anyone in the industry, who would it be?
Yeah. It's like I don't know. I be like it sound like me, but if I would say like Isaiah Rashad, maybe like I don't know if you heard of Isaiah Rashad, but like he's on TDE, Freddie Gibbs, J. Cole. It's a little bit of all that. Like it's with a little bit of Future. Like I don't know. It's such a tough question because I don't know. When I listen to myself, I hear me, but I can pull. I guess like Isaiah Rashad, Future, Freddie Gibbs, and J. Cole would probably be the four people I can kind of. If you put all of them up in one little gumbo, I think you'll come out with something like me. Yeah.
And what are some challenges and some barriers that you face as an independent artist?
This this dream ain't cheap. Um, the dream ain't cheap. You feel me? That's not. And my dad told me a long time ago, like, bro, it's not cute to be a starving artist no more. So it's like you kind of have to. That's one of the things you always got to keep in mind. Like, okay, I want this. I don't want to fall for the okey doke and or start pushing something that's not me. But then you see somebody that was probably right there with you. Now he up here because he that's what they doing, and it's like there's that, and then there's where I could just, or there's these bots. They got the whole bots thing. You can pay people to, get on playlists, which is a lot of it's cap. And it's like you really just putting your money in you end up putting your money in a lot of wrong places until you eventually find the right place, which I think a lot of independent artists go through. Like because you just trying to, there's nobody here to really guide you. And you can go to YouTube and all this stuff, but you don't know if Buddy know what he talking about for real, but you'll try it because, bro, we want this. And it's like, I think that's the biggest thing. Like, man, anytime I watch Lottery Ticket, I don't know if you watch Lottery Ticket, I'm broke. You got the power to change that. It's like I be feeling like that. It's just like you feel like that being an artist, and but again, you just gotta. That's when you just gotta. Sometimes you gotta turn your artist hat off and get into your hustler bag and like, okay, cool. What do I need to do to get some money on so I can one live my life, pay my bills, make sure my people straight, yada yada yada. But at least to me, I ain't got no kids yet. So first and foremost, after I make sure my hygiene and everything cool with me, music. Like that's kind of music is kind of like how can I do to get this music done? I record myself, so that makes it easier. I got friends that can engineer, that makes it easier. I got people that make beats, that makes it easier. But then now we talking about like, okay, now how we getting it out there? You know, like how can we get this great face? If my mama would say, my mama tell me I look good, so I believe her. You know, this great face onto some screens and other beautiful platforms like yours. So that be the and that stuff costs money.
I mean, I think if you're doing anything by yourself without a machine behind you, you are the brain, you are the muscle, you are everything. And it takes people that you trust to be able to delegate um, your baby because
Right.
your projects, those are your babies, those are your brain children, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like that's your gift from God, and to
Mhm.
hand that over to someone, you have to be able to trust that they see the same vision that you do.
Exactly.
Which leads me to my next question. Who do you
Mhm.
trust to allow? How do you select those people? Like, what are those principles in a person that you look for to come on and help you bring your vision to life?
Mm. One of the things I definitely look for is honesty, loyalty, and just like I need to know that you'll run through a door for me, but I also need to know that you're just not you won't do it blindingly. You feel me? That you just won't be yes man in me. So like you also gotta be, you know, be able to stand on your 10 if you think I'm wrong, be able to say that because that's gonna keep the ship smooth and running. With that being said, my creative director, his name is Miles Davies. The Black Room Project, THEE Black Room Project. If you check that, he has a lot of different things. He does all my videos. Any ideas that maybe that you see with the albums, I had the idea. He said, okay, well, what if we do like this and this and this, and he take it to up there. He is my one of my best friends, my creative director, and also the second half. I call him the second half of Lasko Bills. Anything that's not, if it ain't got nothing to do, because I do all the writing. I write me and my own shit. We handle business on that part. But anything after that, I try to. He's somebody I can trust because he has that same vision. He believes in me as me before Lasko Bills, and he believes in the whole thing and what I'm trying to do and what we're trying to do is something bigger than just something bigger than what I believe and what we both always believe that people saw from us. So he's somebody I trust 100%. My dog Jordan, he does a lot of the engineering and some of the beats. Um, those are my main two, man. As far as music, obviously, I have other friends that I say, "Bro, I trust you." But if you're talking about Lasco Bills, like I don't like too many hands on that because of things can get misconstrued. And next thing you know, I'm in the tutu, whoever, which is cool. Whoever want to do, I'm just saying, I
Yep.
can't
Yeah, it's true.
tell
Yeah.
you.
Or blouse, you know what I mean?
You funny.
Okay. Throughout it all, though, the ups and the downs, the money and making sure that you staying, you know what I mean? Like, that's another question, but let me ask this first. What have you learned about yourself?
That I can be lazy, one, and when I'm not lazy, I'm great, to be honest. And I know that might sound crazy, but like I think when I was younger, I dimmed my light a lot. If I'm being real transparent, I did a lot of light dimming, and and it took that, like, that good support system to be like, hey, bro, we noticed that this is what you do, and you need to not do this so you can be your full self. Like, that don't mean be an a-hole. That don't mean, like, you know be braggadocious. Even though I can do that too because I'm a rapper. Like, bro, you kind of just do that sometimes, but not. It's not to make anybody feel less than, but to know that you are who you are. You feel me? And sometimes you don't. With this journey, sometimes you get to some those points where it's like, am I tripping? Am I? You feel me? You do have those moments. Goes back to the good support system to bring you back, but sometimes you gotta really, like, to realize that you're great. And I really learned, like, if I really put my mind to it and I just take the distractions, throw them away, really tap in to God and tap in what I say I'm gonna do. Like, bro, I'm him. Like I've been saying I am. My parents didn't do something. My parents did a great job. We pretty cool out here. I also learned that I like people more than I say I do. Like, I like to say that, like, oh man, I don't like people. You feel me? I like to say that, but I've noticed that, like, it's something when I'm around people, they do seem, they like to talk to me. It's the reason why people talk to me and just feel comfortable. And I've learned to embrace that a little more than try to, like, hide from it or run from it. So those
Yeah.
are the main two.
Yeah, you feel like those stories or that connection helps you creatively.
Yeah, once you, it was like this switch that happened that, like, I stopped, like, creating just from here, and, like, you kind of, like, you, everything that you see you just take in. It's like
Mhm.
everything is a potential bar. It's kind of how I look at it. Anything is a potential story that you can weave in. It's a you can do a lot of things. Like, even if you listen to somebody rap and you hear a bar, and I heard what they was trying to do, but they didn't do it. I mean, that's creative. That's a recycle. You feel me? There's so many different, man, there's so many different ways to, like, create, and, like, I just take everything in, because, like, that's why I stopped hiding from that. Really, you hit it right on the nail. Just because I create, it's easier to do it now. Like, I got so much more substance, so much more material, so many more things to talk about. And it's good to be a light in people's lives, even if you don't think you're that.
Yeah, you really have to be aware. Like it's one thing to be in the midst of it, but you really have to be aware. You have to have that ability to really be in the moment, but then tap into something different. Yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. You already know what's going on.
absolutely. This is a platform. I am a career advocate, and I always talk about careers here. And so you touched on something when you said that one of the biggest blockages in being an independent artist of any kind is the money because you're
Mhm.
funding everything. So how what let me ask it this way, what careers have you had to help you be able to fund your dreams? I always say that a career is your vehicle to living your version of success. So what are some of those careers? What have they been for you?
Great question. I don't know if Wendy's was a career. Like, I don't know if could we classify that as a career?
Yes,
Okay, all right,
because
cool.
it's service, yeah.
All right now. Um, definitely. I did a lot of Wendy's. I worked at Ruby Tuesdays and U-Haul at the same time across the town in Atlanta. Like I had to take buses to do that to get there to both jobs. I got fired pretty shortly after, but that's not the point. I did it. That's pretty much it. And whatever, other activities on the side, a verse here and there. My music does give me some kind of money on, so that's great. And um, that's pretty much it. Just a bunch of I would say jobs, but a bunch of different assortment of careers that kind of keep me afloat,
I
kind of
always
keep
ask
things
that
going.
question because, what we see in mainstream is that in order to make it, you got to be in the streets, you got to be selling drugs,
Mhm.
and you got to be doing this, and you got to be making big money. And I always say that it's a process to greatness, and that you can't be great if you risking your life in order to do it.
It's tough to make it while you still got one foot in some whole other thing.
Yeah,
And especially when you lying to yourself saying, I'm just going, as soon as I get this money, I'm gone. Nah, bro, it just don't work like that. And not saying I haven't done things that I'm not the proudest of to make some money, but as of at this age, it's not what I'm finna promote to the folks. I'm gonna let, hey, I did some other activities and I worked my butt off at these regular jobs because it made more sense. Like once you get to a certain age, you just gotta stop doing stuff he was doing at 17. And you feel me? Like it's not conducive to where you're going, bro. You're gonna end up putting yourself in a bind trying to chase your dream doing this. I ain't trying to preach to nobody, but whoever would happen to hear this specific segment, bro, stuff don't be it really don't be worth it, G ball. Like there's so much money you can make out here without touching any kind of illegal anything is sweet out here at this point. And if you don't want to take the time to do that, then you might have to look into yourself at that point because you don't have to sell nothing. And it's just too tricky, bro. This fentanyl stuff, man. Like you killing people at this point, like knowingly. So whoever get that part, man, y'all have to keep that in mind, bro. There's so much many more ways to make money and to fund and sponsor your dream without taking penitentiary chances, gang. It's not important. It's not that important.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that perspective. Okay, so share with the audience let's talk about some fun stuff. Your first album
Mhm.
and your most current album, and where has the growth been when you go back and you look and you compare?
First album was called For Life, the album. And that one, Mm. So that one was kind of just like it was just strictly talking about Zone 4, which is a section of Atlanta. In Atlanta they kind of go by zones, zone 1, 3, 4, da, 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 da. I'm pretty sure there's a 2 and a 5, but nobody talk about them. And then zone 6. So there's all these zones and it's kind of how you can categorize Atlanta in a way. And zone 4 is the southwest side of Atlanta, and that's where I spent most of my time, where I got my understanding of a lot of things. Um, and what I kind of did, I took a lot of like the people I knew from high school, some people I knew just walking around, and we took them to my boy Miles' crib, and we sat him down and did like a little interview, like what does the 4 mean to you? What does Campbellton? Campbellton is one of the specific roads in Zone 4, prominent road. I don't know. Have you ever seen ATL?
The movie, yes.
Yeah, Cascade. That's in Zone 4. That's just in Southwest Atlanta. So
Okay.
just kind of ask them like what does it mean to you, like what are the women like, what are the men like what is Zone 4, like what does it bring, what does it bring to Atlanta, like why is this such a special place, and just kind of got people's that was the way that's how I did the whole experience with that. And I think that's what was that made me think, oh, we should do something each album. That was kind of like
Okay.
the okay, I think this is gonna be how I separate myself more. Ding, light bulb, all that cool stuff. And so, and the music was good, but I think it was also our first. This is when I kind of first. I think I was just moving out here to Arizona, and I had been away from Atlanta a little bit, but not that long. I still had a lot of the isms on me. Like I was still very, very Atlanta walking around in Arizona, and it's crazy doing that. It's nuts. It's nuts doing that. But to my current, so it was a lot closer to home. Whether like this current one, Player Favors, I've been in Arizona for a few years now, like I don't know, like six or seven, and I'm a lot more further removed, and I'm grown. I don't know if anybody would agree, but I ain't got kids yet, but I pay my own bills around here, so I'm grown. I got a lot more understanding of myself and life, and the way I put these words together is colder than when it was. when I think it was 2017, or I think it was 2017 before Life came out. So from then to now, I've definitely improved, and just found different ways to keep the audience tapped in and expand these stories. And really quickly, because and it's this one with Player Fables is more of a, I call it like a love story to Atlanta. It's really
Okay.
just, it's like if you really kind of like tap into it, because it follows my uncle. He's locked up, so he just kind of calling in, and he's explaining the story on how he met my auntie. You feel me? How he met
Okay.
my auntie, and subsequently how he also got locked up. It's like a whole thing. So, which the movie for that coming soon. So y'all be ready, tapped in. We got one coming for that as well. That's gonna be cool.
Okay, I like that. I love the story behind, because we hear music and you go, oh, okay, but the story behind what inspired this particular song, like you don't see that anymore.
Right.
You don't see that anymore, which leads me to my next question, because marketing is really important. And we're in a time now where songs like is going by so fast. But as far as the marketing is concerned, how do you encourage people, so in using how you tell your stories and everything, to get people to stick with the music?
Great question. You definitely just got to keep trying things and trying different things until something works. To be honest, because it's not really one. There really isn't like a one thing that's going to work for everybody. So I think, as far as marketing, I think you do tap into sources where you can get, even though people don't like to say people don't do the articles anymore. There's people that'll do these articles, bro, and you never know who's going to, how somebody's going to find out about you, and um, who that person may be. Another thing is also to just kind of not, you kind of just have to not focus too much on, like even for example, like maybe yesterday, I looked at my streaming numbers, and maybe like 500 or maybe 1,000 people listen to the album. Today maybe it's 25 people. I can't be stunting that. I can't really put my focus on that, because now as an artist, I'm gonna be so, now I don't know, I'm not going into the studio with the best intention, so it's not gonna come out how it should. It's gonna be it's unfocused and it's unauthentic, because I'm trying to, how can I get another 1,000 plays tomorrow? Like, bro,
Right.
that's just not how, and it's just not how it works. And definitely, want to give a special shout out to my boy Dom. Like, find people that has like, who kind of like connect to this situation. You can find people that know, that do believe in you, and that like give you an opportunity, recognize an opportunity when they give you the opportunity, and like try to find people that are good at like marketing, that do know where to find those articles and platforms like this that can that you can get on. Because I just be rapping. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
Right.
I be in my zone. I be in my artist bag. I do look at myself as a good businessman when I'm selling like merch and things like that. And when you want to talk about my music, I think I can explain myself pretty well to sell it to you. But there's things like, I don't know where to go to relay to. Can I get on your podcast? The only podcasts I know are the big ones. Like, I don't think 85 South Show is just gonna let me. I got to do a little bit. I got to do something first, but he might know somebody that's a few steps below 85 South Show that's willing to have somebody on and to give them a chance. And then you never know, somebody from, I'm just throwing, Oprah might see that thing on there, and
Right.
then because that's her niece that do the podcast, because that's how it works. It's all relationships, to be honest. So um I think I went on another tangent, but yeah, that's
No, no, perfect. I talk about principles, and when I took my program from an online program and just made digital products from that, I set my products up based on the principles of my program, which was personal development, mindset first, for the resume writing, which is personal branding, but businesses need branding as well, and then
right.
establish a supporting network, which includes mentorship and teaching people how to navigate any industry, because you're going to need mentorship to help you.
Right.
Have you had mentorship in your life, and how has it helped you grow in your business and in your
I
artistry?
do think just in life, my pop's always been in my life, so he was, and of course, a mentor.
Mm.
I feel like Miles has always been a mentor in certain aspects. Um, but nothing necessarily like established, but I'm a big believer in like you can learn from any and everything, and there's some people that you just tend to look at it's like, oh no, like I was like, bro, it's big bro. Like I see what, okay, and I know people like to make jokes about the big bro thing, but like some people really be like no, like they look out for you. You feel me? And it's just like natural kind of thing. As far as music though, like nah, man, because people don't really like. I think sometimes people get into competitiveness to a point where
Yeah.
it's hard to do that. Like I try to be as when people like, bro, I wanna rap and woo woo woo, and it's like, well, rap, bro. Like I try to like, bro, you can do it. You can do it like this, bro. You can go to Guitar Center and like give them like what I can and like try to help as much as I can. But really, anytime I've ever asked questions, it was never no real clear answer. Like people don't really do that as much as I think they should. There's outliers for sure, but I can't really say to anybody off the top of my head that I would consider a mentor on my music journey thus far, unfortunately.
Well, it's coming. Like you said, you never know who's watching who, or who's watching what. And so that's another reason why I like doing the podcast. I've met so many amazing people, and everybody has something to bring to the table.
Hmm.
So yeah, just it's coming. Just like you said, have that faith and know that, okay, I'm just gonna keep putting my stuff out there. Somebody gonna see it. Somebody gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, I like him. If you could do, looking into the future, if you can do a project with any artist, any mainstream artist, who would it be?
I can hit the That's So Raven. Who could I see? Future.
He said this best already.
Future for sure. I just think Future probably one of the best artists ever. People get hey, bro, just fire. Future, old Kanye West, if that was possible. Um, and I think Kendrick Lamar for sure.
Okay.
Cause I feel like I feel like I can get Kendrick on a verse. I feel like I can get him on a verse. I can beat him. I'd have the better verse. Not even see. Sometimes we get the competitive thing, just take it to a whole nother
Yes.
level. But I think that those would be the top three people right now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You said Future, old Kanye, and um, now is that old Kendrick or new Kendrick? Because he kind
Um,
of switched his style up a little bit.
he did. I knew Kendrick. I
New
want I
Kendrick.
want I want the I want the one that might possibly give me a Super Bowl appearance one day. Give me that one.
Okay.
And
All right. Okay, so you started in 2017, correct, with your first album, and here
first
we are
album.
now in 2025. Out of all of your projects that you've put out, what do you say is your favorite?
Sorry to bother you. Can I vent, man? I think that
Okay.
was the one. Like it was. I was also going through something like with a female at the time. So and with my mom at the same time. So it was I felt so drained at that night. Looking back at it, I felt just so drained and I felt like I wasn't doing enough work. I felt like I wasn't working. And beautiful thing with Miles, that's why I always try to give him his credit. What ends up happening is, I have this because, I'm a pretty cool, relaxed person, but I be dramatic sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. So I get to this point where it's like, bro, I don't know what's going on, dog. I don't, da 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 da. I just get to word vomiting how I feel. You're like, okay, all right, send me everything you've done so far. And I send everything, and then he'll send it back with some of the songs gone. They got the notes. You can just do the little notes thing. Some of the songs would be gone, and the other ones would be in a specific order. And it's like, bro, if you listen to this top to bottom, you've already made an album. And me, without not knowing all these different times I'm recording, the theme is the same through more of the song. It just meant so much to me because even at when me being drained and trying to do everything for everybody and not feeling like I'm not focusing on me, like I'm God again, God was still working my words and working everything into like, well, no, you still doing what you're doing and you just doing it a little differently. You got a lot of stuff going on, but we're gonna still make sure we get this done. And it was just so much more personal. I think not that like my other ones wasn't personal. It was just this one was like I felt like I showed a little bit. You feel me? You know what I mean? Cut a little bit of myself and let the blood drop on there for y'all. You feel me? Y'all got a real um, even without me saying specific stories, I feel like it's some of that stuff is telling. Like if you listen to the words, like you
Yeah.
can, you know, I was going through a little bit, you know, but it's that's my favorite, man. It's the most it pulls at my heartstrings, you know.
Now that you said that, it brings more, it makes more sense. Like when the guy was talking about, I'm sorry to hear about your moms. I'm sorry to hear about your moms. Like now that you
Yeah.
said that, and now it makes sense. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Now it makes sense. Um, but now taking all of it into consideration and knowing that you just needed a little bit of structure around your how to create those boundaries. How have you been able to do that, like as an artist and as a son and as a friend? Like, how do you now put those boundaries in place?
You just got to learn when to say no. Sometimes it's good to just distance yourself. Sometimes it's good to just you ain't gotta tell nobody nothing, bro. You just gotta not talk. Basically, after that album, I kind of just I noticed what I was doing. That I just didn't have the proper boundaries in places where I should. But after a while, I was like, okay, well, bro, no, I can't, bro. I'm focusing on my stuff right now, or I'm taking a break, and then the real friends understand it, and the ones that don't, you know, I can't. They don't.
Yeah.
Gotta love
Yeah.
yourself more.
Yes. Yes. And now people don't, I think for men, for women, we talk about it all the time. We're very vocal about mental health and protecting your peace and stuff like that. But for men, and you really don't talk about, you don't hear about it and they don't talk about it enough. So, yeah.
Mm-mm. People try to use that stuff too, man. I don't talk about it either. You're really getting a lot out of me right now, Miss Chancellor. I want to let you know you're getting a lot.
Well, that said, because I want to be respectful of your time, please share with the audience about who Lasko Bills is and where we can find your music and what we can expect from the future, in the future rather.
Yes, ma'am. Lasko Bills again is a first and foremost a young black man, God fearing, um, fantastic artist. Also host, can do a little acting. Some may call me a thespian. I ain't gonna say I am, but some did. Um, uh, and I am just trying to show just to show the world that this art form that we got is not dead, and there's so many other ways for us to. There's so many different forms of it. There's so many different beautiful ways we can express ourselves and show love to people, and everybody ain't killing everybody. You know what I mean? And I'm just trying to shed light on this beautiful art form that has helped me, and I know a lot of other places out of dark places and dark spots in our lives, and done brought smiles and what you can smiles to our expect from me, faces. Man, I have another some more albums on the way. Obviously, I think I'm actually gonna drop a EP here shortly. I'm still working everything out with that. I You can get everything. I'm out on all platforms. Lasko Bills. Please check out all of my work, man. I got a lot of good stuff. Sorry to bother you. Can I vent? Sorry to bother you. Can I vent? The movie. We also got Full Life, the album, and Can't Forget Player Fables. That movie is coming out soon as well. We're actually gonna do a little comic book with that one too. So for anybody
Okay.
that like little cool little comics, that's gonna be out. So we gonna do the daggone thing. And man, thank you. I appreciate you for having me. And that's pretty much it for me.
You're most welcome. So when you say all platforms, we're talking about Apple Music,
Apple,
we're talking about
Spotify,
Spotify,
Idol,
YouTube,
YouTube, uh, uh,
Tidal. Okay.
J Pay, yeah, they got J. I didn't even know J Pay. They got a whole little music thing too. J Pay. If you got a Walkman, you can find it on the Walkman. I'm everywhere.
I
Um,
know that's right. Okay. So we're going to include all of that information in the show notes so that you can go and listen to Lasko Bills. You can catch Can I'm sorry, can I vent? If I said that wrong, I do apologize. Players Fable. You can catch all of those things at all the platforms that he's mentioned. So with that, everyone, take care. You had going, I'm going to send you off the right way, but everyone else, we will see you next episode.